Going into the Tower of Nero, I can't help thinking we're missing one key character, Demeter. She's Meg's mother, and despite the gods being, let's say, forgetful about their children at the best of times, and Olympus being closed, I think we should have seen her by now. In fact, it's weird we haven't seen Demeter at all, really, in the whole of the Percy Jackson, Heroes of Olympus, Trials of Apollo series, as well as every spin-off, additional novel, companion book, and whatever else you want to include. Okay, so there is one time in The Last Olympian where she's portrayed as a grumpy old nutritionist, but that doesn't seem like the ideal mother figure for Meg. We know from this book, if you want to count it, that Demeter doesn't really like being in relationships and mostly spends her time in a wheat field. But we also know that Meg's dad Philip was very special to her, as he found the secret of the Dryads, the Meli, as well as the place Aethalis. The place in the Burning Maze. Her personality, as described by the Greeks, is warm, having a broad face, she's an apple bearer apparently, as well as being implacable, a legislator, and my personal favourite, the mare who destroys mercifully. This angry part of her personality is best illustrated in the myth where a group of lumberjacks try and cut down her sacred grove, but then she goes absolutely psycho on them. I also found some interesting information in the Rick Riordan wiki, link in the description down below. In the Titan's Curse, she vouches for Percy's safety at the Winter Solstice Summit, but in The Last Olympian she doesn't recognise him and seemingly doesn't care what happens to him. Has she just changed her mind, or is it something more sinister? So she could be kind but absent, warm but warlike, loving but cold. Clearly she's got a pretty varied personality, but why? I think it's due to the changing seasons. When Persephone was taken by Hades into the underworld, a big war erupted, and the end of the negotiation was that Persephone would stay in the underworld for a third of the year, in winter. But rightfully, I might add, out of spite, Demeter didn't let anything grow when Persephone was down in the underworld. People starved and flooded into Hades' kingdom. This is why nothing grows in winter. So what if Demeter's whole personality is tied to the seasons? The Greeks didn't have autumn, so that doesn't matter, but in winter she could be angry and warlike, which is why in the Titan's Curse she moves to make war on Kronos. And in The Last Olympian she doesn't care about the war because it's summer, and she takes up her motherly role, only caring about her daughter and proper nutrition. In spring she will be at her best, benevolent and kind, since her daughter is back in the upper world. So in the Tower of Nero we could see one or some of these personalities, and I think it would be really interesting to see how they affect the story. From a Tower of Nero extract from hyperbole.com, link in the description down below, we know that they, quote, faced an angry famine spirit at the world's largest fork in Missouri. Is this just comic relief, or is it actually a reference to Demeter's changeable personality? But if you want even more evidence that Demeter's going to be in the Tower of Nero, on her Wikipedia page, she has the title, Mistress of the Labyrinth. And in my video, Apollo Will Die, I thought that they would get around through the labyrinth, so could Demeter be the key to this? Admittedly, it's a small bit of evidence, and in that hyperbole extract, it mentions a verse, son of Hades, cavern runner's friend. Although this backs up evidence for the labyrinth being in the story, I can't see Nico being friends with Demeter. But it is something, and who knows, maybe Rick Riordan saw it too. Please let me know what you think of this theory in the comments below, and if you're hyped for the Tower of Nero, please like and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this, and I'll see you later.